Number 15. Runescape. This video was posted by an anonymous source on oddshot.tv in 2016. While the man in the middle is talking with his audience, a loud thump or bang is heard in the background, and they all look in the direction of the sound.
Mr. Mammal was a total but he's like the nicest guy ever, man. Oh.
The guy in the red shirt at the back of the group slowly walks towards the noise as the other two stand up. Right after the first bang, another is heard. The group looks around in confusion at first as the sounds continue and speed up.
Sorry, we'll keep it down. We'll keep it down. Sorry. Call the front desk.
Eventually, the entire group stands and walks off screen. The clip ends there, and we are left with more questions than answers. This could have been supernatural activity, an intrusion, a prank, or something else entirely. Everyone involved was visibly upset by the event, so whatever the case is, they most likely didn't stage this. Number 14. Technical difficulties. In the 8-minute clip taken from the stream, Ripped Robbie encounters several mysterious happenings. First, he hears a loud knocking in the distance, despite the fact he is home alone and no one was at his door.
There's like a mix of hatred, like pure hatred against me, that there's love, and then there's just the comments on him.
Yeah, I swear to God, my house is haunted.
As he talks about his past paranormal experiences, the sounds occur at least 2 more times. Finally, he says he's going to check on his dog, and things begin to escalate. Just as Robbie was about to stand up, his Skype call almost lost its connection, and his Xbox would not turn on.
Alright, I think I'm gonna go check on my dog now. Oh, no. Why is the Skype call
Oh my god.
messing up?
Robbie,
Why
are you
is
there?
the Skype call messing up?
Robbie, oh my god.
Bro, right when I said I'm gonna go out there and check on my dog, right when I said that, my Skype call was like...
This is important to note because many people believe that the presence of spirits can drain or tamper with electronics and their connections. Later in the video, Robbie has entirely lost his connection to Xbox Live and is apologizing to his audience. When his camera and mic suddenly fall over, the equipment crashed onto his desk and caused him to nearly jump out of his seat.
I got hit offline, so I don't know if I'll be able to get on and actually fucking be able to play tonight with all this bullshit crazy happening. But man, I'm trying my best. I'm trying to give y'all the stream you want, play some mods with you guys. I'm trying, I really am. Oh my god! Everything just fell. My camera stand, my mic.
This is apparently the second time this has happened, but it's the first time he caught it on camera. The rest of this clip shows Robbie readjusting his station and expressing his concern. He claims that things like this are still going on in his home. Number 13. Car haunting. Using a combination of equipment and apps, the pair ask an alleged spirit to communicate with them. Throughout the 10-minute clip, several small pieces of evidence are captured, but the most compelling and alarming is the face witnessed in the back seat. After Bobby asks if a presence is with them, someone in the live stream apparently saw a face in the back seat.
Something seems off, huh?
Yeah, it's like
wear a headphone, bro. Damn.
Oddly enough, Bobby also happened to see the face through the view of the camera. After the video was uploaded, several commenters agreed that a face can be seen at around the 4-minute 39-second mark on the video. The face, which is hard to make out, is in the back seat just behind the driver's side headrest. Later, as they continue to ask questions, a third voice can be quietly heard saying,
"Damn. Yeah."
Though the voice is unclear, it's obvious that it is not the voice of Semol or Bobby. Bobby is speaking at the same time, and Samol's mouth doesn't move when the words are spoken. Around the 7-minute 3-second mark, as the camera is facing upwards in the now dark car, another face can allegedly be seen just above Samol. Again, it's very unclear, as the quality of the video is not perfect, but many viewers agree that they can see a pale face. Number 12. Five Nights at Freddy's. Though viewers have been debating the authenticity of this video, it brings together many elements that make it successfully mysterious. If it is staged or edited, it's done very well. A shared channel named Say What TV posted this video of one of its members live streaming. The gamer, Krim, was streaming late at night alone in his room. To fuel the scene, he had only one light on and was playing Five Nights at Freddy's. As Krim played, a jumper occurred that surprisingly didn't even startle him. After that scene, the game ended and Krim simply sat in place for a moment, looking off to the side. In literally the blink of an eye, the light behind Krim turns off unexplainably. For the remainder of this video, he's simply disturbed. He glances around the room and expresses his confusion before the clip ends. Of course, this could have been a bulb or electrical issue, but the gameplay from before probably set his mind to the supernatural. Most of us would have been equally stunned if the room suddenly went black just after such a startling scene. Number 11. Knock Knock. Hollow Tide was playing Destiny and had just either paused or ended his game when a loud knocking is suddenly heard.
Oh my god, that is pretty holy shit. What the fuck?
Baffled,
Oh my god,
Hollow
what the fuck
searches
is
around the room as the continuous knocking can be heard from various directions.
No, I don't know what's happening.
Why? What's that?
A friend that was in the stream asks what's wrong and claims he can't hear anything, even though the knocking is loud and clear through the mic. It's coming from like 8 different places, he says when the knocking finally stops. Just before this clip ends, he also says it's from the link, meaning that this could have been from an ad in another window or from a link in the chat. This would explain why it was so clear on the upload, but not to other players. It's also important to note that as Hollow looks around the room, he doesn't remove or even adjust his headset. Number 10. Orb. Something that is common with the supernatural and that has been discussed many times in other lists are spirit orbs. These specks of glowing light are often seen as bodies of energies or spirits. While they are usually in the shape of a sphere and very small, these materializations can come in many shapes. In this video, posted by Conman167, the spirit allegedly presented itself as a strand or a streak of light. After a live stream, Conman was discussing commercial breaks in the world of televised wrestling when the long, thin, glowing apparition flies downwards from the left of the camera shot. The object fell quickly and was only on screen for about a second, but he noticed it immediately and searched the room behind him.
Like, I'd be okay having a commercial break over an entrance, right? And then have somebody enter after that and not having a commercial break during the match. Like, you know what I mean? Like, did anybody else just see that?
He went on to explain to his audience what he had just seen and is clearly puzzled by the sight. While the comments are riddled with diverse opinions, it seems that this gamer was genuine in his confusion. Number 9. Arrest. According to the description on the video, Mr. Big was live streaming around 11:30 p.m. on October 1st, 2015, when an officer arrived at his home. Apparently, a noise complaint was called in, which led to what should have been a routine visit. Mr. Big explains that he was arrested for not giving the officer his name. After Big is cuffed, a second officer closes his door, but it is clearly left unlocked. Literally just a few moments after Big is removed, a man wearing an Adidas jacket walks into the unlocked apartment. This man was actually in the video during the arrest. He was outside allegedly taking photos of the exchange before the officer asked him to leave. It's clear that he knew the apartment was unlocked as soon as he walks in. He begins collecting Big's belongings. The man, who Big claims was his neighbor, took a gaming headset, a pair of Nike Air Jordans, a propane torch, watch, wallet, and his cell phone. The mods in the live stream immediately called the police after the neighbor left, and he was quickly apprehended. Every piece of property was returned to Big, and according to the last update given, Big fought to have his charges dropped. While some may have been embarrassed to have this exchange live streamed and recorded, it helped this gamer in a big way. Number 8. Unwanted guest star. This gamer, known on YouTube as Crazy Mo, uploaded a video in January 2017 that seems to show a mysterious presence in his room. While live streaming his gameplay, Mo announced that he needed a break, but that he would not be turning off the stream. Though you can't see him, you hear his bedroom door close behind him as he exits. Mere seconds later, gentle knocking and heavy breathing can be heard sporadically near the mic.
Well, I'll be right back. Gotta take a little break. Not like a turn off stream break. Just a little. Be right back. Right back.
Mo later explains that he has a mic setup, which can document noises that are in close range, so it could record noises throughout the whole room. When he returns, he explains that he heard someone in his kitchen and thought his mom was home, but found that the house was empty, and he is slightly unsettled.
I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I heard people, like, cause I still live with my mom, right? So I heard like people moving dishes around outside.
The fact that we can't really see anything in this clip makes it easily questionable, but Mo doesn't seem to be forcing his emotions or explanation in any of the clips provided. Number 7. Syndicate. During one of his streams, a fan captured some strange paranormal activity and uploaded the video to their channel, Trose, in November 2015. During this stream, only about 500 viewers were present, so capturing this was quite lucky. The description on this video explains that Tom left to get food, but kept the stream going. He was out of the house for about an hour, while viewers patiently waited for his return. During his absence, viewers noticed that his door had opened slightly on its own. When he returned, he was simply excited about his subtrain and began to eat his food. The chat eventually became spammed with warnings about his door opening, and someone on Twitter sent him a GIF of the stream in which it opened.
Oh! Door! Stop! Stop! Someone tweeted at me! Is it a video? Is that the video? Is it a video of it opening?
I'm not a
Wait.
wizard!
I need to fucking see this for my own eyes. I need to see this for my own eyes. Look at the goosebumps on my arm.
After seeing the proof, Tom was clearly shaken. He called his dad, who has a spare key to the house, immediately. His father claimed that he was at home and had no idea what Tom was going on about. After several more minutes of sheer panic, he went to check his security cameras and found that there had not been an intruder or even an apparition. There's no easy way to debunk this, but considering Tom never uploaded the footage to his own channel, it seems unlikely that it was staged for views. Number 6. Thor. This video, posted in June 2016, is not Thor's usual content genre, but it still has over 6,000 views. Thor posts vlogs, playthroughs, reviews, and clips from his live streams to his channels, which has 4,000 subscribers. Just after finishing a game, Thor was chatting with his audience when a thud can be heard. Immediately, he is baffled as he searches for the source of the sudden crash.
Well guys, if you have... What the was that?
Apparently, a figure mysteriously fell from a shelf near his desk. Ironically, a Thor plush was the one that fell. Still live streaming, he picks up the figure and questions if the audience witnessed the mysterious action.
Did you guys see that?
He is clearly aghast at first as he examines the collectible. However, his amazement quickly transforms to comical dancing, and he says anyways. When an inanimate object suddenly moves on its own though, it's still alarming to some. Number 5. Pokemon Presents. Clocking in at about 3 minutes long, the video allegedly documents supernatural evidence. Gary was sitting alone in his room and streaming on Twitch. Sir Gary Tube is a gaming vlogger and live streamer. While the game was paused, he took a few seconds to chat with his audience. The door behind him began to slowly close on its own. The clicking of the doorknob alerted Gary, who immediately turned around in shock. Apparently, the audience at the time didn't notice the door. At first, he's silent, but is quickly surprised that the audience didn't notice the door. His first instinct is to check with his roommate. He exits the room and closes the door behind him, though not fully. Only a second or two later, after he walks away, the door slowly opens on its own, remains open for a short time, and then closes fully. Eventually, he returns, and is clearly concerned that the door is closed. He walks into the room and looks forward, though it's not clear what he's looking at or why he's standing at an angle. As he stares off into the distance, the door closes slightly just a few inches behind him. The description of the video explains that a window was open, but there was apparently no wind blowing that could close the door. His reactions and emotions during this event seem genuine, but the window and his moment of standing make the footage questionable.
Dude, my foot is... It's always something with me. My foot is killing me right now. Granted, I did drop my phone on it, and my phone... Granted, I did drop my phone on it, and my phone... Did anybody else that?
Number 4. Lollipop Live. In this video from a stream of Andy Milanakis, he documents a very uncomfortable encounter with a strange man outside of a strip mall. At first, the man approaches Andy in a polite manner by making small talk. He eventually drops a large grocery tote on the table and asks if he can sit with Andy, to which he allows. The stranger proceeds to pull a single lollipop out of his bag and drop it on the table.
Lean.
Can I have a seat? May I sit in
You
your
may
presence?
you may sit.
I'm waiting for the cops anyway. All I need is to find, I don't need one for me, I need to find one for my friend, who I came to get him coffee. Don't relax. You don't take tobacco.
I don't.
It's suspicious that this man had a lollipop on the top of his bag, ready to go, but things get even more off-putting as the stream goes on. The man talks directly into the camera about how he has been locked up for the past 7 days, but a cop let him out, so he's going to give the cop a sandwich. He also says,
It's a big story. We're gonna make $1 billion in the next freaking 8 weeks. That's
8 weeks?
Yes. No, we're gonna make it by Tuesday. But I just was exaggerating. Okay? We're gonna do. I have a plan.
This bit is somehow more confusing than the rest of the video, but he seems to think he's going to create content with the celebrity, despite that never coming up in question. He takes the lollipop back and begins unwrapping it, while offering more stuff from his bag. He says, "There's lots of cookies, markers, just lots of comfort stuff." A glimpse into the bag shows that it's full of candy, colors, and small toys. Again, a grown man walking around with a bag full of toys and approaching young appearing men is pretty questionable. The stranger asks Andy where he stays and then says, "Well, that is no more. You're coming with me and we're getting you a home," which makes it seem as though this man believes Andy is homeless. He eventually leaves and is gone for several minutes. Someone asks Andy if he wants to leave, but he admits this is great, likely thinking of the benefits that this stream could have. When the stranger returns, he tells Andy, "Let's go this way."
My name is Andy.
Hey, if I touch you the wrong way, you freaking me. You do not.
No, it's alright. I don't let anyone touch me.
You can take it out.
As they walk, he tries to convince Andy to turn off the camera, continues hyping up their soon-to-become billions, sings, raps, gets into an argument with a group of other elderly homeless men. Somewhere along the way, the stranger enters a building, and Andy ditches him to speak with other pedestrians. It's very unclear what was wrong with this man. While we can't say for sure that he has bad intentions, his commentary, the way he approached Andy, and his bag of goodies hint that might be the case. Number 3. Followed. Much like Andy Milanakis and others, this girl was IRL streaming. This streamer, known as Miss Kitty Ninja, was live streaming to a modest audience and exploring her city. She approaches a homeless man and attempts conversation. At first, nothing is out of the ordinary, but as you'd expect, it quickly escalated into an issue. After a strange singing trio, the man begins to walk with Miss Kitty and offers to feed her something from out of this world.
But I would like to feed you something that's not of this world.
You want to feed me something that's out of this world?
It's not of.
It's not of this world. What is it?
It's not out of this world.
It's not out of this world. Okay. It's not of this world. What is it?
She tries to ditch the stranger several times by saying goodbye and thanking him for his time. However, he continues to follow her and try to participate in her stream. Eventually, someone passing by tells her to leave her alone, and he lets her leave. Not for long though. Just as she's a few feet away, he turns around and continues to follow her. After catching up to her, he asks for a print of her lips so that he can get them tattooed. He continues to follow her until she's forced to walk into a shop to hide out. She tells the shop owner that a man is following her, so they allow her to wait. Luckily, this was in broad daylight, and Miss Kitty was quick thinking, so she was fine, though visibly shaken up. Number 2. Fire. This is an interesting video because it shows the initial, raw, and genuine response of witnessing an oncoming fire. Jessica J is a vlogger and artist that often streams her artwork. This footage, which was uploaded in May 2016, has about 20,000 views now. One night, while drawing and listening to music, Jessica was startled by several people banging on her door yelling "Run!" At first, she likely didn't hear them clearly because she had headphones on. Once she took them off, she heard more yelling and was confused by the hysteria. She eventually glances out her window and sees a huge fire nearing her building. She brings her camera to the window to share the flames in the distance.
Oh y'all, can y'all see out the window? Holy crap! Oh my god! Oh my god, I know it's not something burning. I told you it's like a trash can. Now I'm about to freak the out. Oh my god, the trees right here behind us, they're about to catch on fire too.
Another neighbor comes by to warn her that she needs to evacuate because the fire is spreading quickly. Jessica spends a few minutes freaking out and gathering her things before ending the stream. However, she does pick it back up later via the mobile option and shares the scene with followers.
And this house is like inflamed, and here is where I'm staying right here. Look at this. Look at all these ambers. Like, I'm about to get my that belongs to me and get ready to leave just in case this old apartment complex catches on fire.
Jessica was lucky enough to get out in time, and according to what she knew at the time, everyone else got out safely as well. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you've ever been curious as to what I look like in real life, then follow me on Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT with underscores instead of spaces. I also have a Twitter at YT_chills where I post video updates. I'd really appreciate it if you followed me, and feel free to send me a DM if you have any questions or suggestions. Also, I recently created a subreddit where you can submit videos and stories for future lists. It's r/chillsnarrator and the link is in the description below. If you'd like to see more of these videos in the future, then hit that subscribe button because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. If English isn't the only language you speak and you're interested in getting a shout out, click more, then add translations. By translating the video, not only will more people be able to watch it, but a link to your channel will be added in the description. Number 1. EVP. Paranormal X is a group of investigators from the UK. In July 2017, they broadcasted an investigation at one of their members' homes. During the stream, some pretty convincing and mysterious evidence was captured, which was then edited into this clip and uploaded on the channel. According to Paranormal X, it's the most convincing EVPs they've ever caught. The investigator exclaims to the spirits that he'd like for them to communicate with him to prove their presence. As he speaks to them, he's recording with a common EVP device. The raw audio is later added to this upload. The investigator gives any potential spirits a moment to answer, and then states he's going to end the recording. During the short pause given, a very clear, very wispy voice can be heard saying, "Hate you."
Okay, I'm going to stop recording and we will play this back.
Whoa, what the oh my god. Holy.
It is in fact probably one of the most clear EVPs shared on YouTube, and the way the video is presented gives little room for it to have been staged. The sentence occurs as the investigator is also speaking, making it impossible for him to have whispered the words. Furthermore, he heard it through his EVP device during the live recording, which means it could have not been edited. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of our other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy!